Hi, welcome to wine tasting number 9 with Granny. We had a bit of a week break last week, but we're back on it this week. So in number 8, I'd forgotten to bring my under £6 bargain bottle for Granny to taste, but we've got it this week, so we're going to start off with that one. Yeah, so Granny's going to do a blind taste and see if she can guess what it is, but it might be a bit of a giveaway with these, but we'll see. Just a splash, Granny.
Yeah, I only want a splash, I don't want a lot.
There we go.
Well, we know it's fizz because the bubbles are going down.
I haven't tried this one before.
Sort of appley.
Oh yeah, it is.
But there's nothing. No. When you taste it, first of all, there's a nothing taste, and then there's. Well, it just sort of sucks everything out from the sides and your tongue. Not that it's sort of acid, but it just has that drying effect, and sort of the aftertaste. It is certainly. I think if people wanted to knock back something sparkly, it's probably fine, but it's certainly not a granny wine.
Well, this is what it is.
Yes.
It's Wolf Blass Sparkling Brut Pinot Noir Chardonnay. And this I picked up from our trip to Home Bargains, which Granny loves it in there. And it was under £6. And normally I just go straight for Prosecco if I'm going to buy fizz, but I haven't tried one like this.
I bet that was quite a good price for that, because if it's Wolf Blass, I bet other supermarkets would charge more. So, I mean, Wolf Blass, some of these Australian ones, you pay a lot for Jacob's Creek, and actually Jacob's Creek isn't absolutely the bee's knees, but they've got the name.
Yeah.
And it might be a bit like that with Wolf Blass these days. I don't know, because I'm not up in Australian wines really enough to know these days. But I think if it's because I'm not particularly fond of sparkly stuff anyway, to be fair. And certainly on the nose it was pleasant, and now it's gone down. It's not too bad, I suppose, but it's just not my cup of tea.
I think it's quite nice. It's a bit different from Prosecco, but not too different if you do like Prosecco like me. So
what was it? It was
a Pinot Noir Chardonnay.
Right, Pinot Noir Chardonnay. Right. So they've taken the
How could it? I thought Pinot Noir
yes,
was
but what they
red.
do is they will press it lightly and take the skins off, or they've taken the skins off first. You've still got the Pinot Noir thing with the Chardonnay.
Because that would be something that confused me. I wasn't sure.
No, that's what. No, you can do that, right?
Okay.
So
there we are. We've learned. So the ones Granny's chose today are.
Right. Well, I've left my glasses behind and stayed the night here, so you've got to read it.
Oh, I can't read
it.
River.
It's Rive Droite, Rive Gauche, Côte de Rhône. Now, this one is one I got from Vineyards Direct, and on the back, I think if you can read that, because it will be about
Granny
it on the back.
reads these things so much better because she's got like the right accent.
No,
it's in a different language.
No, there's English there, bound to be English.
No.
Well, it's from the other side. It's from the Rhône, but it's from the less well-known side of the Rhône, from what I remember. This is bought from Laithwaite's Wines, so we need to give Laithwaite's back. And so we've got 2 wines here from. No, this one is Vintage Direct. Sorry, this is not a Laithwaite. It's this one, which is a Laithwaite one. So this is from Vintage Direct.
Yeah. And I think the label's quite funky. You know how I like my labels. I think that's quite nice.
Right, so
So Granny's given me, because she doesn't like them, these really cool new wine glasses. Obviously there's no stem, but they're two.
Tony Laithwaite's wine tumblers, but they're Dartington glass, so they are nicely weighted at the bottom.
They're too big for Granny's hand, but I think they're quite cool. I like them, so I've got these.
And too big, full stop, to drink.
I could fill that up and go watch the telly quite happily, so they're perfect for me.
That's
thanks,
what Granny thought.
I'm learning, see, just to splash.
Yes, right.
See, look at that glass. Don't
See now, that's got a little bit of depth of colour. It's not pale, pale, pale. It's not deeply golden. I like it on the nose.
What are we smelling?
I'm smelling fruit.
It's not sappy or anything,
No,
is it?
no. There's more stuff coming up.
I like that one.
No, that's nice, and I think it'd be even nicer with the right food as well.
I think fish.
I think you could put that actually with various things, chicken, all sorts of different things. But that's a nice glass of white wine. It's got quite a long finish to it.
It has, hasn't it?
And now afterwards, I'm tasting more sort of fruitiness coming through as well. No, it actually that is actually quite a decent white Burgundy.
Yes,
type
I
thing.
like that one. Do you know, we've got to just quickly zoom back to this one because you didn't give it your stars. I'm going to go first because I know Granny's going to mark it low. So I like all Prosecco's and they're 5s for me because I think Prosecco's awesome as champagne. So this isn't quite as nice, but I still quite like it. So I'd give it 4.5 because I think I could quite easily drink the whole bottle. But I don't think Granny will.
Certainly not. I think I'm going to give it 3.5.
That's low. That's low.
Or-
It's okay. That's okay. She doesn't like these, so it's each to their own. What about this one in our nice
this one,
wine glasses
right?
that I love?
Well, actually, I think that's a very pleasant glass of wine, and I would give that 4.7, verging towards 4.8. Right.
Yeah, that's very nice. I think maybe 4, 6, 4, 7. Yeah. So this is the other one Granny chose, and I just want to show you the label before we start because I think that looks really posh. I love it. Gold and black. I love it. Anyway, there.
Right. So, which is the clean glass? That one.
What is it? What have we got?
It's a red wine. So
Yep.
this one is.
It's a red wine.
This is from France. This is a Laithwaite wine, and this is Cuvée Vieille Vigne Cabali, Pays d'Oc, and I think it says 2000. I think that's a 9. It's a funny looking
it's a
9.
9, but I think
Right.
it's a 9.
Now they've used really old vines in this from Roussillon, so that's just south of the Languedoc. They're side by side. So you're talking southern France.
Yeah.
And they've mixed. I think they tell you the percentage of grapes in the back now somewhere.
Yeah.
There's 60% and 40% of another.
60 of Grenache and 40 of
Carignan.
Carignan. See, she says it better than me.
Right.
So, yeah. Okay.
So although it's young, they've used really old vines. So it's probably got a really deep colour because these sort of wines from France had. And let's just see. Wait a minute.
You all right?
No, because my hands are holding it today. Right, okay.
Okay.
Okay. I made a bish with that because I've let it drip.
Oh, that looks like a nice colour. Smells deep to me, like it's got a lot going on.
It smells as if it's going to be quite powerful, so I imagine it's in the region of 13 to 14%. So
It is 13.5.
mhm.
It smells nice. What colour are we saying? It's quite red. Not a very white piece. This one might do better.
Well, it's still, look,
Okay.
it's young, we know it's young, so you've got the bluish tinge round, but it's deep, and it's not garnet, it's sort of almost like a cherry purple.
Yes.
That's how I describe it, I
Very
think.
good. Top marks.
But
Oh,
surprisingly on the tongue, it's smooth and almost velvety texture.
yeah.
So if you can imagine a dress, a velvet dress with that gorgeous colour, and it's soft on the tongue, surprisingly, for such a big
That
wine.
is, yeah, that's really, I really, really like
But
that.
it's really, it's quite strong. I did taste it last night and I was very, very tired. And I said, oh, I don't think I can cope with this wine. It's just too big for me. Now this morning on the nose, I didn't think as much came up on the nose this morning as it did
Yeah.
last night. There was a lot more going on when it was open last night, just to taste it. And so we didn't have any more than a taste.
No, you can see there's not much gone on the bottle.
So, and then young Jack came in.
Yeah.
And what did he say?
Oh,
It was-
we should actually get Jack in on one of our wine tasting sessions. We'll have a talk.
How a
to
young
him.
person wine
Yeah.
tastes.
You know, he's probably only interested in what can get him drunk, but we'll get him in and we'll see if we can talk him into
Well, he was
it.
trying to remember what I told him in the first one.
Yeah.
The only bit he was really good with, which he had picked up, remembered, was the tasting bit, because he did actually swill it round
He
his
did.
tongue, quite professionally, but that was about all, because the remarks actually should have been recorded, because they were chronic, right?
So maybe we'll talk him into it. I'm not sure if we'll get him, but we'll
No,
see.
he probably wouldn't,
But-
actually.
I really like this red wine. I like it nearly as much as that other one that had that lady on.
Oh, you like, that was the Primitive.
Yes, I think it's up for me.
Primitivo,
That's on
yes.
par. That is really tasty, really smooth, but I think it's got a lot of flavour. I could.
So this is from
Yeah.
Tony Laithwaite's wines, right? This one. And the other one was from Vintage Direct.
How many stars would you give this?
4.6 to 4.7, because I've tasted something similar, which I have to say I preferred. It did have more age to it, but it had also what I would call more finesse. That's a really good, decent wine. I won't cry, but of a similar type thing. That's why I'm marking it down, because I have tasted better. But this is really raved about, so I know a lot of people enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I had no choice, because this is the first time I've bought wines from Tony Laithwaite's. So the wines came and the glasses came, and it was part of a package, right?
I would give that 4.8, if not a 4.9. I think it is really, really, really nice.
Well, it's supposed to be. It is highly rated
I do
by
like that
various Tony Laithwaite customers, including Laithwaites themselves. So
Yeah.
they should know what they're talking about. It's
I
just
agree with
just for me personally. I would mark it between 4.6, 4.7.
Yes.
Okay.
So, are we going to give Granny the challenge as under £6 bargain for next time?
We can try. Do you
Or
want-
I've got-
I'll supply one if you like.
yeah, I don't
Right,
mind.
so I don't have to do a blind taste, but I will supply one.
Okay, we'll
Right.
do that, and then I'm sure we'll have some wines up our sleeve. I don't think we've got any planned out yet, have we?
No, but I do have some. We've got a really nice Brazilian.
We do like the Brazilians, don't we?
Well, I just got the 4 bottles, so we've tasted 2, and I want to keep one for when I can have friends in after lockdown again.
Okay,
but
we'll
you can
let
have
you do
one
that
for
one.
a tasting, right?
we'll let her have that one then. Okay, so we might have a Brazilian next week. Granny likes the Brazilians, and we'll have a under £6 bargain.
If it's not
And-
Brazilian, I'll have something equally good.
Okay.
I'll have a look and have a think. Right.
I'll have a look
So
and think. I might
what do you
surprise
want?
her.
What colour do you want the bargain to be? White or red?
You can decide.
Right. Okay.
You can decide. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed it again. We definitely enjoy our wine tasting. So we'll see you next week.
Yes. Bye, folks.
Bye.